Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Recha Kodesh. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And back again, this will be a quick update. As you can see right in front of you, they're back at it again. All right. This is from Zero Hedge. Just came out today, really just a couple hours ago. It says here, after tonight's strikes, Trump threatens much worse bombing if Iran doesn't stop attacks, which the elder had posted in our chat. There was a apparently Iran is saying that they're preparing because the U.S. has been striking them, right? There's reports that they've told Israel that they're gonna continue to strike Iran throughout the night. And Iran is allegedly preparing to have their biggest missile launch/attack upcoming, right? So, we'll see how it goes. Apparently, this so-called ceasefire they had, Trump says it's over, and now they're resuming attacks again. And I mean, like we said, this from the beginning, right? What month are we in? February 28th. When they went and attacked them, what did they say? 3 to 4 weeks, right? Or 4 to 6 weeks. Now look at where we are. You had oil prices rise, then they started to come down, and now they're back at it again. Because once again, this is something that is set to happen. Okay, this is something that's not gonna it's not just going to disappear or go away. Okay, it's set to happen. It's biblical prophecy. So no matter, how much people wish it away and what they come out and tell you, their minds are controlled by the Lord anyway. Proverbs 21:1, right? The heart of the king, or the king's heart, is in the hand of the Lord. As rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. The thoughts, their intents, the things that come into their mind, the Lord controls that anyway. All right. It's just a matter of time. So let's read a little bit of this here. It says, after tonight's strikes, Trump threatens much worse bombing if Iran doesn't stop attacks. Okay. Let's read here. It says, Trump threatens it will get much worse after Wednesday night U.S. attack wave commences along Iran's coast. Trump tells NATO summit that Iran wants to assassinate him on every single one of their list. Iran threatens to reclose the Strait of Hormuz and suspended final talks with the U.S. So it's like it dragged out. They did this whole where talks. They want a deal. They want it badly. Then they said that they no longer want to talk because Trump threatened them. And then they're meeting in this country, then this country. And then at the final level of it, we have a deal. We've reached some agreement. And then, all right, we're back to bombing. Go and read history. Go and look at some of the previous wars that have happened. They didn't start and stop overnight. Okay, this is the course of events. This is how you get wars that span, durations of time. But we understand that there's a reason for the stall. Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, mentions that, right? Concerning the visions and the prophecies, that though it tarry, wait for it will surely come, it will not tarry. And there's a reason why they tarry, because the Lord has appointed everything for its set time and its set measure. Even the point in time when these events tarry, regardless of that, it's not going to stop. It says the U.S. earlier revoked an Iranian oil waiver and now signals readiness to restore a maritime blockade. Trump said the ceasefire is over and warned of fresh U.S. strikes on Iran, probably tonight. Oil jumps above $80 as fears of renewed conflict and return to Hormuz Strait closure intensifies. So, whether they come back in a few days or a week or two and say, okay, now we've calmed down, let's go back to the table and talk, or whether it just continues to escalate, regardless of how it goes, the Lord is the one controlling the speed. He's the one whose foot is on the gas, and then he takes it off. He puts it on the brake. He puts it back on the gas. He's doing all of that while the other things that are a part of the prophetic plan, the big picture, or the other pieces are being put in the right places. And at the appointed time, when everything is in its exact set place, it's going to go full force. Okay, there's a reason Yahushua said, and we're going to keep on harping on that, that the end is not yet. There are still things that need to happen before this thing goes full destruction, because this isn't going to be a normal kind of destruction. This is going to be a world-ending destruction. And I mean world in the sense of an age. This destruction will bring about a reset, a transition immediately. Okay? So once this happens, nothing else that is of the old world is going to happen after this. This is the closing act of the old world. That's why everything that needs to take place needs to happen before this war goes full nuclear into final destruction mode. Says here, Trump threatens much worse bombing if Iran doesn't stop attacks. Following the earlier threatened strikes, President Trump has taken to his Truth Social account to explain to Iran what happens next. This is in retribution for yesterday's bombing of ships by Iran. If it happens again, it will get much worse. His post also included the following image of an explosion in Kandahar in Iran. And what this should be signaling to people, even though a lot of them have already been checked out in their minds, this should be signaling to you that this war is not something that's just like off the coast on the horizon somewhere that just doesn't affect you at all. A lot of people like live their lives oblivious to this. And it's very interesting, because you are going to be the very targets of it. Once this thing escalates, I mean, the Lord is behind it, and his targets are you. The pigeon that's flying around, or the rat, the mole, the damn beaver in the dam somewhere, the Lord's target is not them. Now, some of them, if they're in the wrong area, they're going to be affected. But majority of people here are the target of this brewing and impending danger. This is the sword being sharpened, getting ready to be used on you, and they're living this carefree life. Everything is all sweet out here. You should be the ones who are most attentive to watching what the Lord is doing. These are all warnings, and we come and interpret them and let them be known and make it visible for the world. But, at the end of the day, we still also understand that some people are it's a deliberate action on the part of the Lord to keep you blinded, because that's how he preserves you for destruction. Another U.S. strike wave on Iran commences after 11 p.m. Tehran time. There are fresh reports of explosions across multiple locations along Iran's coast, coming from several regional sources. Explosions heard in Bandar Abbas and Sirik in the south of the country. Explosions heard in several areas of Hormozgan, Al Jazeera reports. Air defenses activated on Sirik Island. Explosions reported in Bandar Abbas, Iran, Jerusalem Post reports. So guess what? This is a tit for tat kind of situation we're in here. They're going to respond. Okay, they're going to respond to that. This has come within hours of Iran having announced the suspension of talks on a final settlement with the United States. Also, President Trump earlier during the NATO summit warned that more U.S. strikes would be forthcoming tonight. It appears he's making good on this threat. Quote unquote, "I'll give a little warning. We're going to hit them hard tonight," he told reporters just before his meeting with Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky. And keep an eye on as they go back and forth, keep an eye on how this starts to expand, because as this, it turns more and more into a vortex and more nations actually start getting drawn to the region, then the Lord is escalating it to the next level. Because the final stage of this is going to have the gathering of these nations, these different countries on different sides, drawn to the region and getting involved more deeply, as opposed to just diplomatically, but more deeply into this war. And it's not going to be from the perspective of, oh, let's try to broker peace. No, it's going to be, these are our allies and we are here to join the war in support of them. And you will see Turkey on that side of Russia and Iran and those nations, mainly, or one of the reasons being because of the adversary of Israel that they have. Okay, that Israel's gonna push them, because if the U.S. is tied at the hip with Israel and Israel is coming against Turkey, you think the U.S. with their history with Turkey are gonna say, no, we'll back Turkey against Israel? They're not gonna do that. But it's all in line with the Lord's plan at the end of the day. So it's going to feel like it's like a movie, when you're seeing this in real life. The day that the day that missiles start hitting the land that you're on, the day you live to see that, you're gonna have a lot of people thinking, damn, they never thought they'd live to see this day. And it's like they're looking at it, but their mind it's not processing it right, because they can't believe it. Like, how? This can't be real. This shouldn't be the case. Like, what's going on? And yet, guess what? It is. It is real, and it is the case. And you're in it, and you don't know what to do. Yeah, that's not going to be a comfortable position to be in. Let me see what else we have here. Iranian opposition sources report that maritime industries, shipyards, and the Revolutionary Guard's naval base in Bandar Abbas were attacked. So how do you think they're going to retaliate? Wednesday's strikes were broader in scope than the strikes the day before, targeting IRGC coastal radars, anti-ship missile sites, and air defense systems. Now, what's interesting here is he's saying that they wanted to kill him. They want to assassinate him. He suggested that it's time to finish the job. Interesting. So he's saying here, they're evil and sick people, and we must get rid of this cancer. Interesting. So we'll see, because when they start throwing that kind of rhetoric out there, don't be surprised if they start to now try to back it with some events, close calls, you could say, of people trying to take him out. And see, I told you they wanted to take him out. That's what he's gonna come out and say. Let's see what's over here. Yeah, and that's pretty much about it. Now they're saying, Iran is saying they're threatening to reclose the strait. If they do that, your price is going right back up. Okay, it's going right back up. So don't fall for the false illusion of peace and safety. We're not in a time of peace. All right, the Lord is the one who determines that, and His plan ain't peace. So anyway, I'm gonna end it here. Lord willing, that was edifying and informative to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachak Wadash. Until next time, Shalom.